Hi there, it's Mr. Major, the subject leader for Humanities and the head of Geography. I'm here to tell you a little bit about the GCSE Geography course, what sort of person might want to do the course and what sorts of things we will do throughout it. The sort of person that this will appeal to are those students who have an interest in the world around them. So how it was formed, how the world around us changes and develops through time and space. Essentially, really, why is the world the way it is? Okay, the skills that you would need to succeed in geography are firstly investigation. So a little bit like a police officer, a little bit like a police detective, going out and asking questions. Why does this look the way it looks? Why does this do the thing that it does? Why does my world around me appear to be in this way? Why has this change occurred? Your second skill would be that of analysis, a little bit like a forensic scientist. So looking deeply into data and asking questions as to why does the data do this? What does the data show? What can I try to draw out of this data? Your third skill would be that of data presentation. I guess it's hard to say, a little bit like a graphic designer. How can I take this information and present it in a way that someone reading this would understand? And then your last thing really that we try skill that we try to use in geography is that of sort of logical reasoning. What can I surmise from this data? What can I conclude from this data? What that I've learned here about this particular thing, how can that be linked to something else elsewhere? Topics that we'll learn throughout the 2 years are, in year 10 we do a paper 1 called basically the challenge of the natural environment, and it's broken into 3 topics. The first one is all about natural hazards, the challenge of natural hazards. So we learn about earthquakes in Christchurch, New Zealand, and Haiti, which is an island or part of an island in the Caribbean. We will learn about tropical storms, we learn about UK climate, and we learn about kind of the UK's increasingly crazy weather, and then we learn about climate change, how it's come about, how humans can deal with it, and how humans can adapt to it. We then do our second topic, which is the challenge of the UK landscape. So we learn about UK coasts, so what coastal lines look like and why. How do humans deal with living with the coast, and how do humans kind of manage the coast? We then, as the same topic, we learn about rivers, so we do river landscapes, river landforms, why river landforms look the way they do. Our last topic in year 11 is called the challenge of the living world, so we learn primarily about rainforests, so where they are, why they are where they are, what they're like, how the plants and animals deal with that, and how do humans manage rainforest, how do humans behave in rainforest, i.e., why do we cut it down, should we cut parts of it down, should we not, how do we deal with that dilemma, that challenge. And then we do something similar for deserts as well. We look in particular at a place called the Western Desert in the USA, which is where Las Vegas is in the middle of, and so obviously that's quite an interesting thing. Okay, for our paper 2, it's more of a human paper, so we learn about cities, and we learn particularly about Rio de Janeiro in Brazil, and Liverpool in the UK. Second topic in year 11 is called Changing Economic World, which is essentially about rich world versus poor world. Not versus as in conflict, but why some parts of the world are low-income countries, and why some parts of the world are high-income countries. We finish off year 11 by doing a topic called resource management, and then we particularly look at water in detail. We have a third paper paper 3, which is essentially more of a practical paper. For this, you are examined on your memory of 2 field trips that you go to, and we'll have yet to plan those given we have the current issues, the current climate, but you will be required or should be required to go on a physical field trip day, so we often go to the coast, or we go up to a woodland, a human field trip day, so we often go to a town or a city. And then also as part of that paper, you have to answer questions on what's called a pre-release document. So you have a booklet all about a particular issue, and you ask questions on that. So the occupations and professions that geographers quite often go into are local government quite a lot, so planning departments. You know, who says, why are shops allowed where they are? Why are housing estates put where they are? Why aren't they put where they are? A lot of geographers end up working in accountancy because we're usually quite good with analysis of data and dealing with numbers. Funnily enough. A lot of geographers work for the highways agency, so working with where the roads go and where the roads don't go. I have a friend who works at the highways agency and does quite well for himself. A lot of geographers end up working in the chemicals industry, mining in particular. If you're a good geologist, there are good careers to be had with oil industries or with mining industries, because we tend to know where the precious minerals are. And then lastly, obviously, lots of geographers end up working in education, such as myself, in primary, secondary or tertiary education. So essentially, if you are fascinated by the world around you, then geography might just be the subject for you.